This is January 17, 2023. And I was thinking I should have been better today, but it turned around a little. But I understand it. With I have been. It's about. It's 2 weeks since I come back from Jerusalem, and I bis. I was. I become sick at inside the airplane when people were so very sick, and it took about 3 days for me to start to be sick, and it's. I was to emergency room at the hospital for some days ago, and the evil doctor, he said it was only a flu, but I think this what I catch on the inside the airplane was something we didn't have in Sweden in that time when I was to the hospital, so they couldn't tell what it was. But they say it was an ordinary flu, and the doctors say that make me a little suspicion that he say I should not be outside for some days, be together with other people for some days, he say to me, and normally they never say that to me when I have had a flu. So it can have been whatever, and it doesn't matter because I am not with people, so it doesn't matter. And I have got deliverance of things in a box, but I step away and tell them that I am sick, so they should not come close to me. So I avoid to make other people sick, because I stand for life and not death. So that's I do literally also to stay away, and not thinking that I should give other people the same thing I have in sickness. And I know there is many that go working when they are very sick. And that's not right, but in the same time I understand it, because in other countries, Sweden, we can stay at home. That's it, not necessarily to go working, but in like United States, that's you can lose your job if you don't go there every day, even if they know you are sick. I was fired once when I was sick at my job in United States, and my supervisor said that I needed to stay home for a day or two and come back to the job later on. And when I come back, she say you are fired because you didn't come to your job. So I know how hard it is in many countries about this, to be sick and you need the money. But if you can, you should stay home. And it I have written on Facebook something that wake up men, of course, not women. That I wrote that I am a prophet. I am a prophet of today because I hear what heaven tell me, and I can talk to heaven, as you know, you that follow me, and they it's a kind of shock for me, but I should have known that men and people don't know what it is to be a prophet, and what is the difference between a prophet and be psychic. And I have described prophets, how I am as a prophet, because I tell you that I can't know the future. I only hear from heaven or from God, but I can't predict. I can't tell what will happen in 1 second. That I dropped this tablet that I recording in, and it crashed everything. I don't know it. I am not. That is not to be a prophet. The prophet here from heaven, and a psychic, she can or he can feel how people feel. A psychic need to either be in front of a person and read their body language and can tell a little how they are, so they can talk from that, what they see and have heard, and a psychic can talk about people in common, that they can do, and get it, and they pick up the streaming from the place where they are. They pick up streaming from how people act when they come to them. That is psychic. But me as a prophet, I have told you that I have no clue of anything. I don't have any control. I don't know 1 second from now. If not heaven tell me, then I know it. But I don't know anything about out from myself. I can talk about my life to you and what the experience I have of my life. That I can do, but that is the past. But I can't tell the future. I'm not a future teller. The future teller is what I get from heaven. In that moment, they want to talk to us. Not only to me, they talk to you also. And so that is very different. And that they don't understand people. that they think a prophet is everything that have with what he can see and read out from your hand, read out from you as a person. I did that. that once. I was interesting once, and I was going to a church for many years ago, and I go to those that his name is a prophet. He called prophet, and he is his name is Over from Kenya, and then it was so strange because I was on my way to fly to Kenya, and the week before I fly to Kenya, this prophet was in my neighbor city, and I was thinking that I have to go to this prophet, and that I could tell when I come into Kenya, I could tell them in Kenya that I have met the prophet they had, the biggest prophet in Kenya, Oviar, and so I went to this city, even if I had hard to come back to my city because it was going to be so late in the evening, so the buses and train didn't go anymore. But I was thinking that heaven need to fix it for me, make me could stay somewhere in the night. So I took the train to that church, and then I was thinking that if he is a real prophet, and I am a prophet, then we should meet each other, because he should know me as a prophet when I come there. But it didn't work as I wanted it to be, because when I come to that church, I was the only white person, so it was easy to target me. And but I was thinking that he maybe not see me because I placed me so far away from him that I could, and all those African people, they were standing before me, so he didn't see me. And then I had a laptop with me to recording, to take. I had it as a camera also, so I sit and recording when he was talking, this prophet. But he saw me, and he come to my place and took me. He took my laptop and me, and took me in front of him at the altar and placed me there in a chair in front of all people. And I was thinking, now he going to say something about I am a prophet and he is a prophet. But what he he was saying about me was that I was very bad. That maybe he was talking about me as a white person. I know many dark-skinned people. It's very bad to us that is white in the skin. And it is not only that white is bad to black people. It's go the same way that some black people want to say bad things about white people. And that was he was doing. So I'd be surprised, but I didn't show it. And he go down on the floor like a snake and coming forward to me. And when he's talking about bad things about me to all black people that was in the church, it was full of people in the church, of course, as he is very famous in Africa as a prophet. So he didn't see me as a prophet. He see me as an enemy. And that's what it is the whole time, about that he's showing up, the snake is showing up in front of me and do bad things. My whole life have been like that. He knew me from the start, the snake, and tried to stop me in what I should do, and he still do it. And so they on Facebook they were talking, men was talking about me as a prophet, that I didn't know what to be a prophet was. And of course they have never listened at my podcast. I place my podcast sometimes on Facebook so they can see it. But I can see also the statistic that they don't listen at the podcast, but they can tell bad things about me, and they have never met me. They have never listened at my podcast. They maybe have not. I'm very sure that they have not follow me on Facebook, and they want only me to listen at them and go after what they think they know. And so that's what I was told from heaven, to place this, that I am a prophet, I'm a female prophet, and that what I was talking about in the past episode, that you should know what a prophet are before you judge. There is lots of people that is foreteller. Foreteller is not a prophet. Foreteller can read out of what happened in the air around the person, and how the person present him or herself to the psychic. That is not a prophet. Or else we had lots of prophets. I watch sometimes on television about these psychic programs where they go coming home to families because the family have lots of ghosts, they say. So they are coming and they get some people that is coming through from the spirit world, but they also pick up very often negative spirits. So they are not protecting the house, the family that live there, because it's not so easy to take away an evil spirit. For me, it took many years to take them out from my home, and I know they can still pop up. They are like children. They never give up if you not really tell them to go away. And I have told you that I am not that kind of person, because I'm kindly in my whole me. So that is hard. I can protect myself, but they still are around. Evil spirits. But I can protect myself, and I have told you about how to protect you. That you tell them, because the word from God created this planet. So the word you are saying is very powerful if you say it in a right way, and never pull evil things to you. You tell when you feel that there's evil spirits coming through and are in your home. You say, this is my home. This is my sferic. This is my home. This is my sferic. I am in control here. And you are not allowed to come into my home and my sferic. And you sweep your arm around you, showing it's a spirit here now because I do this. And the spirit is telling me that you are doing these things now, and that's good. And you should do it every day, as long as you feel this evil spirits is close to you, want to come into you. You say that you sweep your arms and say, everything that is here, it's my home, and that is my sferic. You are not allowed to come in here. This is a place in peace. This is a place for heaven to come, and no one else is allowed to come in here. I am in my home, and I have control over my home, so you are not welcome here. You tell them the word create. The word create. So you really, when you say this, That's what I did now. I felt how truth, how powerful I was, because I believe that 100%, that no one touched my home, no one touched me. This is a word of peace, and I have peace inside me, and no one can enter into the peace, because the peace protect me. Peace protect me. I have heaven coming down to my home. Now I'm talking about your home. I have peace coming into my home. I have heaven coming in to my home and protect it from any evil things that try to enter in here. And you will see that what you think is evil, that you maybe have no proof about evil things in a person, but when you do this, hold out your arm and then you say, this is my home, and I have the control over this home, and this is a home for peace, and it's a home for God and heaven to come into. There is no place for evil things to enter in here. And when you say that you should not repeat what I say. You say it in your own word to say it. You will see that those that you think maybe that you are suspicion about, that they maybe are not good people, you will see they don't walk over their limit, the door to enter into your home. They stay outside and talk to you. They don't want to enter in anymore. If you do that right, you will see it. And that is, I have tried to teach you what a real prophet are, because I am a prophet, and I didn't have the prophet until year 2000. Then they start to really train me, because I was on my way to make a suicide. So they knew that it was very important to educate me, or else I have been going down to the lake and kill myself. I was ready to kill myself, not showing other people that I want to kill myself and get help. No, I was on my way to really kill myself. And they had to come down from heaven and talk to me and bring me out from everything and start over my life. But of course, they have seen that from the start, because they sent me down here on earth to be so much drained out from things. I didn't know anything. I didn't know God. I didn't know the devil. Nothing. And like most of people doesn't. And so I didn't know how to defend myself. So I was on my way to make a suicide, because I couldn't take it anymore, the evil things. And then they have to come down here to my home and make me walk away from everything I had in my life that I didn't had. I thought I had, but I didn't had anything. So I start over from scratch. Had nothing when I come to United States. I didn't have God with me in that time because I didn't know God. But they teach me in my walk. They teach me about heaven and God. So, of course, they have already seen it before I come to earth, that I should do all this, because they know from the start how we start, and they know how we end, and they know everything in our life. So I had this man, the priest, that in the priesthood in heaven, I have this one man that had seen me my whole life, that was there for me my whole life. And then when I couldn't take it anymore and should take a suicide, then he was telling God about it. So that higher priest in heaven, he told me about my childhood, how bad it was. And then when he left, he showing that for God that I needed help. So God come and talked to me about the future. So, and I don't know today what he was telling me. I don't know, but I know I have done it, and I fulfill it in Jerusalem in December 2022. And but 2018 I did a hypnosis because I wanted to know what happened that evening and night, year 2000, when God come down and talked to me. I wanted to know what he was saying, because I didn't remember what he was saying to me. And then in the hypnosis, I was coming back to year 2000. But I be surprised that I come back as 8 years old girl in the hypnosis. And she walked into the cave, and she had these six priests in heaven, the highest priest in heaven. She had them with her, and they walk in with me to this place where God was, a spheric place, a big place, and he was sitting on his throne, and it was like of gold, everything. and I understood what happened in year 2000, because when I was standing, I don't want to tell you everything what happened and what was said 2018. That I have already recorded it for you, and but when I standing in front of the throne, I grow up. So that little girl, she disappeared. So that what was happened in year 2000. From that girl, the girl was there in front of the throne. That was my childhood. That they had protected me. I was royal for them. And then I grew up. And when I grew up there, it was year 2000. So it was many years that have gone from where I was 8 years old and till I was I I don't remember, I can't count it, but 2018, and there from 2018 then I grew much more in knowledge very fast. And you know that if you have my YouTube channel, I have recording since 2015. So you will see, if you look at that and listen what I'm talking there before 2018, there the knowledge go very fast after 2018, very fast. And so that's what happened when in 2000 that I was walking into the cave, because God showed me time. He showed me a clock when it started, when I walk into the cave, and when it's ended. And it was 2.5 hours I was inside the cave. So much happened there. But what I needed to know, it was I grew up in the cave when I come in there 2018, and I continued to grow, and until I could do this fulfillment in Jerusalem in December 2022. So it took me, I went to United States December 18, year 2000, and I ended in Jerusalem in December 2022. So it was exactly 22 years. The fulfillment was 22 years exactly. It was December when I started, and it was December when I ended the fulfillment. So I'm free now from to be like a slave for God, and because God knows he don't need me as a slave, because he know that if he tell me something, I obey it. I never should say no to what God want me to do. So God knows that now. That was also a test. Now His Spirit is touch me, because this is important for me to know that this test of me be disabled and still could obey God. I still could travel on my own, disabled, very disabled. I was very sick because my brain can't take new sounds, and it was total new sounds in Jerusalem, and I have to teach my brain that this is what it is with the sounds, and I could hardly walk because of the sounds that come to my brain. and but I did it. My heart did it because I love God so much. So I wanted to fulfill my my whole walk. So is this psychologic things that the devil have done that I read about what the doctors say about me mentally, that I have illusion and I don't know what that I hear things that I have done in my brain on my own and these things, but that is no evidence at all because I have done things. It's not that I sit in my home and then I built up that God is talking to me and heaven is talking to me. I could do that if I had been around where I live, but I have been because heaven have told me. I have been to Jerusalem, to Israel 4 times. I have been to Africa. In 3 weeks was I in the most poor area in Africa. I have been twice in United States. One time I was in Portugal because God wanted to see how evil. I was almost killed in a Catholic church. And so I have been around, and I have been in Europe in some countries also. And so it's not that I sit home and fabricate a story, because then I should never have could travel to Africa. I have told you about Africa that I didn't have any money to travel to Africa. But then I had so bad teeth, so I got the foundation to repair my teeth. But instead to repair my teeth for that money, I bought a flight ticket to Africa instead. And then when I come back to Sweden, I was sad because my teeth were so bad. But I had to obey God, so that money was gone. And I'd be very surprised because I got a letter from the foundation, and it says, we have heard that you took the money for Africa, and we give you the same amount of money for your teeth, but we are sending the money to the dentist and not money to you. So I got the same money. So it was very good for me to come to Africa, but also that I got my teeth fixed. So God have done many things that have with money to do for me to obey. And I have not taken the money for myself. I have taken the money to obey God. So this time also, I don't know, but the money come in my bank account. And then I knew, because a voice said to me that I should touch the Golden Gate. And I wondering what is Golden Gate. So I look at it and find it the Golden Gate was in Jerusalem. So then I knew that I should take to fly to Jerusalem for that money I have got. And it in at least, I don't know, but like in a week I got the money, and then I pay for the airplane ticket. And I was frightened because I have to recording like I have spent up the money in some way to hide it. But I had all the money in my home. That I can tell you now, because those money is gone. And so I was very frightened that I should forget where the money was in my home, because I have to hide it in case someone come into my home. And so I had lots of money. I have about $10,000 US dollar in my home to could fulfill this in Jerusalem that I did. And I come back, and I had money that I get from my retirement. I thought that I maybe need to take my retirement money to could pay everything in Israel. But I didn't. I had my retirement money when I come back home. So Jamie, that took very much money from me, he never took my retirement money. He took only the money I got from God. And this was a test to do on Jamie if he loved money, and he was money hungry. So I left him. I don't talk to him. So it's okay. It was nice to have a little flirt in Jerusalem, but he's gone now. And maybe there will be no man for me. And I'm okay with that, because in some way I'm going to make it my life. I don't know the future, so I don't know. I maybe travel all over the world, but I am thinking that I am going to only travel too short, like 2-3 hours away. And so, but I don't know. I obey God. So what they want me to do, I do it. I know the voice of God. I know how it sounds when heaven wants to talk to me. And it's someone in white, like dress, that they have in heaven. Someone is standing here, slim. The spirit that is here, she is telling me that we have met before. We have met each other not only once but more than one time. And she have blonde red long hair, and then she have this white like dress that they have in heaven. Both men and women have the same dress because they are equal, and there is no sexuality in heaven at all. That is a lie if they make you to believe in that. So she's clap her hands, she did, when I say that I know who am talking to me. I know when heaven is talking to me. I know when God is talking to me. I know when Jesus is coming here because he always look out in my garden. He look in my garden every time he's coming. So I know that this Jesus, because he holds my garden. And I know that because I have met him. 2018 I met Jesus in heaven, and he was in the garden when I saw him. So my garden is his garden also. So we are going to create a very beautiful garden this year. I will give you I will show you picture of my Jesus garden. I have a plate in my garden and it says Jesus garden, and I will show you Jesus garden 2023. So thank you for you hear that I am still sick. So but it's okay. I can talk to you anyway. So thank you for listen, and God bless you. We love you. You all that is following us, and you that come one time and listen and decide you for not believe in this. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to be. I don't force you. I can't force you. It's your decision. It's not my decision. And you are welcome to listen at 5 minutes of my podcast. Of course, he or she don't hear this what I'm saying, but you hear it. And that if they are only 5 minutes into one part of my podcast, we love you anyway. You try, at least. You are curious what was going on. So thank you.